Live from the Talking Joe studios.
It's Talking Joe with Chief and Ben. Hey, it's me, the Chief. I'm joined, it's long lost, but I finally found him. I'm joined by my buddy.
It's me, it's Ben. I was lost in the wilderness, but I've been found.
How are you?
People call that a hiatus. Is that long enough for a hiatus?
Yeah, it's always long enough. I mean, 3 days apart from a Talking Joe pod is a hiatus to me.
Oh, yeah, but I tell you what, I'm back full force and feeling pumped.
Yes.
I was busy. My work is ebb and flow. I'm either got nothing or I'm absolutely full tilt.
And this week, or last week I should say, was full tilt.
Yeah, but I've really got some breathing space now. I'm really excited.
Good.
Also, I don't know, you probably haven't noticed, but I'm doing this Instagram thing, Ben Flying Retro, and I'm going big on that.
Yes, I'm all over that. Yeah, so I see all those posts.
I'm making content as well, but I feel good about that. I've got my mojo back for actually creating stuff. So it's good. How you been, mate?
Not bad. Most of my week has been taken up from playing Halo.
That's good that you're back into that. Halo 1.
That is good. However, I'm playing
Time
Halo.
drain.
It's a time sink.
Oh,
and B, it's not fun, I don't think.
Dude, I know when you set yourself these challenges, that's the fun bit. And then you're like, I've got to do it.
Well, I'm playing it on Legendary because I completed this game back in the day on Legendary, which is, I think it goes like easy, normal, heroic, Legendary.
You're older now.
And I'm older now, have the reflexes slowed down, not sure. But there has been several sections of the game where I'm like, this is almost impossible.
Impossible,
and I'm going to quit. And part of me feels like when you do it, it almost feels like a little bit fluky. But it's just constant repetition. Die, do it again, die, do it again, die, do it again. And you can't kind of play, not a normal game, but you have to just basically in cover, duck out, shoot, duck out, shoot, duck out, shoot. And it just becomes that kind of mode of play for the whole game.
Well, Halo is all about skirmishes, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is a bit like
fun.
That.
However,
where does the fun begin?
There's not many more satisfying things in my life. Now, I don't know if that's a testament to how satisfying my life is, of completing a bit that you've been doing over and over again, and suddenly you do it, and you're like, holy moly, this is what it feels like to enter the pearly gates. This is like, the stuff of dreams, when you finally kill that elite who's been dogging you for the last hour and a half. It's a great feeling. So
I tell you what, man.
Fun factor low, satisfaction level high.
When I enter the pearly gates, it better feel a damn sight better than Halo. Seriously, that is. Give me a year on Halo. I just need a context.
Good question. I've got the box here.
Screams to me early 2000s.
Says on the box
2003.
2002.
Oh,
yeah, I remember buying this at launch.
It's a game changer for consoles because it's very PC-y, but on a console.
I've not even got to the Brood part yet, so I'm still fighting off Covenant. I mean, I don't know if you've played it.
Yeah, I have. I think I completed it, but I remember trying to do Halo 2 on Legendary. Are you going to do that as well?
Well, it's the only one of the ones I've played that I couldn't do on Legendary. So yes.
I remember thinking this is impossible.
And I used to have, back when I was a kid, I used to have this thing, and I never actually did it in any game, I don't think, where my ultimate goal in any kind of platformer or any kind of game was don't die. Once you die, I want to hit the reset button and go back to level 1.
Dude, I can't think of many games that you can
do that would also, I'd end up in a lunatic asylum, I think.
Dude, hardest game I've ever played, Ghouls and Ghosts. Can't get past level 1. It's impossible. So after Halo, if you want a challenge, fire that bad boy up.
No thanks.
No thanks. Dude, retro gaming's where it's at. This is good that you're back into that because I feel like you stopped. You ceased all gaming.
Did stop.
What got you back into
it? It is good. But, I've been doing up the loft. I'm going to post some pictures, hopefully, maybe not this weekend, maybe the weekend after when I get some free time. Post some pictures. I've had another little redesign. So I bought some, more shelving units. Got some retro gaming sections up here now, and
once you can see it,
got all
you
the
want to
consoles.
play it.
Exactly. Once all the consoles are out on display, now I want to plug them in. But the problem I've got is, and I've always kind of been like this, I don't like having too many games on the go at once. So,
no, I can't stand that either.
A lot of people play, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm playing Spider-Man at the same time, I'm playing something else. And they never end up completing any of them.
No, I need deep immersion.
Piecemeal, exactly. So the problem I've got at the moment is I've chosen a game which is going to take me weeks to even finish. So, it's almost like I want to crack onto the next one. And the next one, I'm going to start a spreadsheet of when I started the game, when I finished it, how many hours it took, and what level I completed on. So then I'll have a complete spreadsheet, timed and dated.
I think you were similar to me. Back in the day, we didn't have massive collections. We were very much like, we had maybe 3 games, and then you sort of recycle them, you trade them in, get something else. Yeah. Wow. Retro gaming podcast.
Yeah, you know it. So I have got something else that I've been up to, and obviously I've been catching up on Game of Thrones. So there's so many parts. Some great, some lame. Talking Joe just ain't the same. We be chopping up content with Kingslayer fame. Now Chief's got a question about the throne that's in the game.
Oh man, I've missed that.
Yeah,
Chief, you sounded a bit like sort of like a white Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'll take that. Yeah. So I am.
You still doing it?
Nearly up. We've had a couple of days off because I've been busy myself. Recording some Talking Joe specials and guest content, in fact, which is coming everyone's way soon. But, I'm nearing the end of Season 3, which I guess is the Red Wedding, is it possibly, if memory serves? But anyway, Kingslayer's just had his hand chopped off.
Oh, it's the best season, man, that one, for me.
Yes, a lot of stuff going on. Quick question for you.
Hit it.
Davos is a big fan of him, but like Stannis is his like lord and king and master, and he bows at his feet.
Yeah, didn't Stannis chop his fingers off or something?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He was a smuggler, Davos, and Stannis chopped his fingers off at the knuckle or whatever. And what's the reason for Davos being so loyal to Stannis? Do you know that or not? It just seems a bit weird because I don't know the backstory.
I know he's very loyal to him, but he's so mean to him all the time. It's like he hates him. Because
Stannis is shacked up with the Red Lady.
I can't remember specifically the scene. I think there's one scene where they literally give it a sentence where he says, doesn't he, "Oh, you lifted me up and showed me the way."
He keeps calling him the Onion Knight. I don't know what that's all about. I'll ask the missus. She's read all the books. That's definitely...
I'm a bit further on now, but I think that 1, 2, and 3... is the most interesting stuff in Game of Thrones. It's all the Robb Stark stuff is my favourite, and when he goes, I don't think it's as good. So I'm just about to finish. I'm going right to the goddamn wire. I'm just about to finish season 7, ready for next Monday.
Oh, doesn't it start next week?
Oh, dude, but there's only 7 episodes in season 7, and I've only got like 3 to go.
Oh, you're fine.
I done it. It was touch and go. To be fair, it's a bit like that Halo thing. Feels like a job, and I haven't watched a film, and I usually watch a film every night, for months, and I can't wait to watch something that's not Game of Thrones. Yeah. But, it's been good. So, obviously, dude, wait, you're clearly not going to finish, so are you just going to roll on to... Just stay off the social medias then, because you don't want to get it ruined.
I generally don't go on social media unless it's, posting... posts on the Talking Joe.
Will you make it? You've got a long way to go. You might get burnout.
Oh, will I make it before season 8 finishes, you mean?
No, will you actually continue? Because season 5 is you might actually just pull the cord.
That's a slog, is it?
It's a slog, 5.
I quit midway through season 7.
Oh, okay. Well, see, 7 was a controversial one because everyone deems it as fan service. Okay. There's a lot of... great distances being covered in nanoseconds, but I don't care about stuff like that. Right. They got to get moving.
Okay.
Anyway,
my favourite characters at the moment, I'd probably say, quite like the Hound.
Yeah, you've got Hound written all over you. Yeah. I know your favourite characters already.
Do you?
Yeah, Hound.
Yeah.
Davos.
Yeah.
And Dura.
I think he probably was a favourite.
You like all the venerable, the sort of venerable knights.
I'm getting more in line with my missus' favourite character, which is...
Tyrion.
No, I can't stand that guy. He's too popular.
God.
This is pronounced differently by different people. Aya or Aria.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I don't know why that's pronounced
That's
differently.
my absolute worst storyline.
Okay. That's my missus' favourite story. She thinks that's the best storyline in the whole thing.
No. Yeah, it is. Where you are, it's when she goes over to that other place and starts putting on faces. Oh.
Well, that was another question I had. She's met some dude who was able to change his face. How
God
did
of
he
many
do that?
faces.
Yeah,
God
how did he
knows.
do that? Okay.
Dude, little tip. If you're going to keep going with this, as soon as she gets on the boat to go over there, you can literally skip all her scenes, and then when she gets on the boat to come back, you can just pick up, because nothing really changes. She learns some street fighting skills.
All right. Okay.
There you go.
I'm
a bit nervous about going inside your mind, because it's been 2 weeks.
Well, I'm just going to give a quick shout out. I watched WrestleMania yesterday.
Oh, dude. I heard it was freaking 7 hours long.
Holy tortilla chips. 7 hours?
Not
yeah,
7.
That's right. It was. It was an hour 40 for the pre-show, and then like 5
matches.
hours 40. 5 hours
People
20,
said it was too long. I heard it was just the matches didn't mean anything.
I used to watch a lot of wrestling as well. You know, back in the younger days. I actually watched it probably all the way up to through the Rock, Austin era. So I was watching it.
Attitude era?
Yeah, I was watching it all the way in the Monday Night Wars up to that early 2000s. I was watching, or 2000s, I should say, not 2000s.
Oh,
the early
break your own
2000s.
rules.
I was watching there, and then I took a big break, and then I got back into it maybe 5 or 6 years ago, watching a lot of indie and Japanese wrestling.
Oh, okay, not WWE.
Not WWE. I was going to shows in the UK, like independent UK shows and stuff, and New Japan Wrestling and Noah Japanese wrestling and stuff, and then kind of dropped away from that as well a couple of years ago. But now I still watch WrestleMania once a year, every year, and maybe potentially the Royal Rumble as well. But it's nothing to write home about. Yeah,
I heard. I mean, it's so soap opera-y, which it's fine. But did you see what happened to Bret the Hitman Hart?
Yeah, got jumped by some loony.
Yeah, and then they really went to town on him.
They pounded that guy's
They reckon
skull.
he's going to sue them all, apparently.
Well, that's what I was like. I'll be amazed if he doesn't file for assault, but I don't know. Can they claim self-defense or something?
No, well, apparently everything he did in the ring is... I don't know. It's when he's walking out, he takes some cheap shots.
He takes some big hooks.
He takes some ice hockey hooks, man.
As they say in the business, the boys stick together. So, yeah. But you are right. It is time to go inside Chief's mind. I do feel like this whole show is inside Chief's mind, but anyway, I tell you what, I'm not a fan of spitting.
Oh, it's vile.
Spitting.
Scum of the earth.
I've never
understood it.
I've never understood it. Like people, I was walking down the road yesterday, not only yesterday, and there was a guy just spitting onto the
loogie
onto the pedestrianised sections, just as if with no like.
Has no one ever told you can't do that? That's what I don't understand.
That's a crime. That's actually a crime.
But dude, I don't even give it a pass in sport.
No,
I've run. I've done exercise. I've never felt the need to just spit.
If you want to hock one up or spit one up in your own home, fine. I've got no problem with that. But not in public areas.
It is rancid.
Oh,
there's nothing worse.
No.
Yeah. Okay. We can all agree that that's bad.
Okay. On that note, I can hear something in the distance. I think it's time for some Golden Joes.
With the ceremony.
All right, we'll get on with it. Right, so this particular awards we are covering 85 and 86, and that is issues 31 up to 54.
Have we ever covered 2 years before in an awards show?
Yes.
Have we?
Yeah, the previous one was... No, I think the previous two we did like a...
They were... Yeah, there weren't as many issues, were there?
No, I think because the first one we did wasn't a full 2 years, and then we did 12. We did 12 issues of the comic. And the second award season we did was the remainder of that year, remainder of 83 plus 84. Now we're on to a full solid 2 years, which is what we'll carry on with.
Cool.
Okay, so first category up. As always, we've got a lot of faces in the crowd. Mr. Spielberg, I'll be chatting with you later. First category is favourite new vehicle.
Yeah, and there's a truckload of them.
So I'll give you just a quick breakdown for the listeners out there. These issues covered, we had things like Zartan's motorbike, which Buzzer had some escapades on. We had the hydrofoil, we had the Asp Cobra tank, the Devilfish, which was the G.I. Joe little mini sea vehicle. We had the Cobra Sea Skimmer, which was Mindbender's thing. The Thunder Machine, Havoc, the X-30 Conquest, and the Firebat to name. There's probably a couple more, but I think they were the main ones.
Yeah. Well, do you want to kick us off, Chief, with your honourable mentions?
Yes, this is a tricky one. I'm a big fan of the X-30 Conquest. Now, that shows up quite big in a Special Missions issue 5, which is not kind of within our remit here, but I'm actually going to put that down as a special mention, the X-30 Conquest.
Okay.
I like the look of that. And I also like the Havoc, which is a vehicle you had. Cross Country was the driver, I believe.
Love him.
I had that little flying machine at the back. I remember in one of these issues.
Get about
Sergeant
12
Slaughter
figures on that.
Are you sure that's that? You're thinking of the Warthog?
No, you get about 12 in there. You get 2 in the front, 1 in the gun, 1 in the flying thing, and then 3 on each side.
Oh, there you go. He's done the math. So that's my honourable mentions. But my favourite, and I do like Zartan's bike, my favourite is probably the Thunder Machine.
Oh, yeah, it's great. Is it a modded regular... I don't know what the regular Cobra
vehicle is. I don't think so, no. You're going to say
special?
You're going to say like the Cobra Stinger.
Yeah, it's very cool, though.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say my honourable mention is... Oh, it's the Havoc.
Yeah.
It's great, but my
Hydrofoil.
best vehicle is the Hydrofoil. Yeah. It's big impact.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. And I think my mate had it, and it was massive and amazing.
It was a big beast, yeah. It was a big beast.
Yeah, it was very early toy. Yeah. Early doors.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Good stuff. Next up, we got favourite cover.
Yes.
Quite a few to choose from here.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I whittled it down to 3.
I think you're going to be well surprised with mine.
Okay, I whittled it down to 3. I had, as a honourable mention, I had issue 46, which is Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes kind of in the door frame.
I had that as your favourite.
Backlit. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Now I'm lost.
I had a runner-up as issue 34, which is Shakedown.
That's my runner-up.
Excellent. That's a good one, because obviously you've got Ace and Lady J.
It is a good
Wild
one.
Weasel coming in. Yeah,
Cockpit
it's a
smashed up.
And favourite is issue 43, which is the image of Death holding an M60.
Yeah, yes. I was going to... That's not even in my honourable mentions, just because I like it as an individual piece of art, but maybe not as a G.I. Joe cover. It is very cool.
I think you're probably right there. I think because, that could be an image, just a generic image, couldn't it? So I like the reasoning, but yeah.
Okay, mine, this might shock you, issue 47, where we've got Beachhead, Wetsuit and Hawk on the little water skiff thing. It's just a big action sea fest. I like my sea.
Love it, yes. You do like your sea, your nautical adventures.
I might actually get that cover and get that printed out and put it on the wall. I'm a big fan of the colours in that.
Yeah, yeah.
Onwards.
Oh, that was your winner?
That was my winner, mate.
Yeah, of course, because you had 34 as your runner-up, your honourable mention.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, next award category we have got here is favourite artist.
I think we're going to be very synced up here.
Yeah, so I mean, there's MD Bright. MD Bright only did a couple of issues. I think Bob Camp did a couple of issues. Frank Springer only did 3 or 4, and of course Rod Wiggum
getting into his stride.
Actually, Frank Springer might have done a few more than that, but Rod Wiggum has the lion's share, probably 75% of all the art, and it's hands down Wiggum, obviously.
Does he because I don't know, but does he basically stay on now?
You might only have a couple more issues of his.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you might have even read his final one in this ones we're about to talk about today.
Oh, that's a shame, because he's become my kind of... That's just what I expect G.I. Joe to look like.
Yeah, and exactly. When you're a kid, you don't really pay too much attention to, creators' names, do you? You're more interested in characters, but, as you get a bit older...
It's almost the other way around.
Yeah, the creator's like, I recognise this guy's name. I'll follow this creator. I quite often, every few years, I kind of like to... All the books I'm collecting, or the monthly comic books, I like to rank the artist, the writer, and the character. So I give, my favourite of the. What's my favourite part of this? Let's say a Daredevil book. Do I buy it mainly for the writer, the artist? I rank them 1 for the best, 2 for the second, and 3 for the third, and then kind of add up all the numbers for the books I collect monthly to see what is most important to me in general. Is it, what do I do? Do I follow writers or artists, or do I blindly follow characters, no matter who's writing or drawing them? And it generally,
I feel like you're a story guy first and foremost. No?
Yeah. There always used to be books like Fantastic Four, Daredevil, X-Men that I would read no matter who was writing or drawing it. But it has definitely veered away from that now to be more story-driven, definitely, yeah. So I'll follow writers I like onto characters that I wouldn't necessarily have bothered reading or picking up books from before.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think that's actually kind of happening in pop culture in general. I don't really. They say that movie stars are now dead, where they used to open films. Now people are like more interested in who's directing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah. Anyway,
cool,
let's crack on. You can go here. Favourite Joe.
Okay. To be fair, this is difficult for honourable mentions because you could basically just have everyone. But my honourable mentions are this kind of new crop that we've seen in these issues. I've got Alpine, Low Light, Airtight, big fan, and Bazooka. Those are my honourable mentions. Who have you got, honourable mentions-wise?
It's tricky because I'm going to say, it's a tired answer, but I'm going to say Stalker. Unless, are we saying it's just new Joes?
No, okay. We're not. We're saying it's whoever you want. I mean...
I'm saying Stalker as an honourable mention because he's got some...
He features a lot, man.
He features,
sporadically.
He's got that great 2-issue story where they go into the jungle to rescue Dr. Amelia Burkhart.
He's a bit like the old lion now, isn't he?
Yeah. And then there's the one where he gets injured, attacking the Cobra Terradromes.
I thought he was going to go out there, I have to say.
And he features obviously heavily in the backstory with Wade Collins and all that sort of stuff. He's my honourable mention. And then runner-up, I've actually got Lady J.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Big fan.
You were a
Lady
big
J.
fan.
Yep. She's got some cracking action. Actually, she's going to be featured heavily in an issue we're going to talk about in a second.
Okay.
So, and then who have you got for your top spot?
Well, I don't know if he's earned it, but he's just one of my absolute faves, and I get excited whenever he's on a panel.
Go on.
Beachhead.
He
doesn't really... Well, you say he doesn't feature, but when I was flicking through, he's actually there or thereabouts pretty consistently.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets introduced, and he features in a couple of the special missions we've read. I'm just a massive fan.
Don't know if they were 86, but anyway.
Oh, possibly not.
Beachhead, nice. I knew you were always a fan. I'm actually going for... I didn't have this guy as the winner, I don't think, for the previous two, but I'm actually going Snake Eyes.
Yeah,
I'm actually going Snake Eyes because...
It could be, yeah.
During
easy.
this run, he's got the bit in the cabin with Destro attacks.
Have you not had him before?
I don't think I've had him as... I've had him as
but even if
runner-up or
didn't,
whatever, but not as an out-and-out favourite. He's got the Crossroads story with Wade and Stalker. He's in the Cobra Island formation. He's in the attack on Springfield and all that sort of stuff. So
yeah, he does feel like he sort of is like the spine of the whole story arc so far. He's always there, isn't he? So yeah.
Okay,
good.
We'll close it out with our favourite issue of these 2 years.
Okay.
So
honourable mentions, Chief.
This is tricky because I've written down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 issues on my pad here.
Okay. Oh, what? Okay.
So, in terms of, not honourable mentions, but I've got 6 to choose from overall. And I think this is really tough. So I think honourable mention is going to be issue 39, which was the second part of the Stalker jungle story where they go and meet Recondo and they're doing that rescue attempt. Cafe?
Yeah. I remember you were a big fan.
So that is my honourable mention. And I have got a runner-up as well. Have you just got the honourable mention and the winner?
No, I've got a runner-up.
All right, what's your honourable mention?
Oh well, okay. I've changed. I mean, I've got 2 issues. One's the winner.
Okay,
so.
all right. So I'll do my runner-up then. This was tricky because I was.
Does it go against your rankings?
Well,
which is fine.
The honourable mention one kind of goes against my rankings because I was toying with issue 49, which is the creation of Serpentor.
Give me a break, dude.
And I was because that storyline ranks number 5 in all time of my stories, and I was toying with issue 52, which was
bringing it right up close.
Serpentor, goes to Cobra Island, and the Cobra Commander back and forth.
Yeah,
Storm Shadow infiltrates the pit, but I'm not going with that one. And then I think
is this for your runner-up? Yeah,
this is my runner-up. I'm actually going to go with issue 31, which is All Fall Down, which is the first part of the two-parter where Snake Eyes goes to his log cabin and Destro and one of the Freds come to assault him.
Yeah, that's a great issue.
So that is my runner-up.
And what did you give that? 9, I take it. You probably did.
No, that actually ranks number 7 on my list.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think that first part was a lot better than the second part.
Holy smoke, then I'm lost. I'm assuming I know what's your number 1?
Issue 34, Shakedown.
Okay, that's my runner-up.
Because that is my top ranked solo issue.
Is it? Okay, fine. Yeah, it's incredible. But I went down to
have we had your runner-up?
Rereadability. That is my runner-up. 34 Shakedown.
Sorry, yes, yeah.
So my best issue is issue 45, In Search of Candy, which is basically where Footloose goes onto Cobra Island. Ripcord, sorry. Yeah. Goes onto Cobra Island, and you got Zartan.
That is a cracker, and that actually goes in with your rankings because that's
almost
your top ranked story.
That was the one where I gave it a 9, and then I pulled out at the last minute and gave it a 10.
Yeah, that is a great issue. I mean, any of the ones we've mentioned there, I'll read again and again and again. So
I reckon that is the one that I would grab
if
I was going to do a reread.
All right,
so yeah,
good stuff. That closes the ceremony for the 85-86 Golden Joes. We hope you will join us next time when we'll be covering 1987 and 1988.
I'll be there.
But right now we've actually got to talk about some G.I. Joe comics.
Let's do it!
So, first up here, we've got issue 57, which is called Strange Bedfellows. This one is...
What are they doing? Sleeping together?
I don't know. When you get into the nitty-gritty, you understand that reference. Script Larry Harmer. Pencils is Ron Wagner, who will be coming on as the regular artist. Inks is Kim DeMolder. Colours George Roussos. And letters Joe Rosen. Cover here, Destro in the middle, Flint flanked by Flint on one side, Lady J on the other, and the caption is Side by Side with Destro.
Yeah, Flint and Lady J are very much, they always sort of feature together, don't they?
Yeah,
I always feel like they go together.
Yeah, that was a feature of the Action Force comic as well, so
yeah,
they kind of it's
usually if you see one, you see the other.
Yeah.
It's an okay cover, isn't it? It's all right.
Yeah. So what's happened here? Basically, Flint and Lady J are going to visit Destro in Scotland because he's now obviously escaped from the pit, and they're trying to get some plans for the Terradrome, I think, and they believe that Mars, which is the company that Destro runs, has got those plans.
Yeah, and this is this like a doppelganger kind of switcheroo type issue?
So that where they're going to get those plans, that happens early on, and in actual fact, the main meat of the story is when Destro returns home to his castle. Wait a minute, there's another guy, Destro. There's another Destro sitting at the table having tea and scones.
Yeah.
And,
now, look, as
someone
a trope,
dressed up.
It's not in any kind of... I just don't like that trope in general.
Okay.
So imposter. I wasn't... I give it a pass because it's Destro and he's a really cool character. But if that happens in a film or a book, I'm always a bit like,
right.
I'm not a big fan of it.
Okay. And that carries over to this story?
Well, no, as I said, I think I give it a pass. I thought this was fine, this issue.
Yep.
It didn't set the world on fire.
I thought it had a nice sort of lot of quirky touches when Destro comes back. He's going through his castle gate, and there's a guy like saluting him. Your lordship, welcome home. I'll have the pipers and colour guard assembled. He's going to go full regalia, and Flint and Lady J have hooked up with some SAS dudes.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there any kind of,
and they're gonna kind of
British stuff going on there with the way they speak or something?
I
is
think
there like
it's
some lost in
fairly-
translation?
I
isn't
think
there?
most of it's fairly okay, if a little bit sort of stereotypical, but
No, that's what I mean. I thought it was quite funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they meet some trucker guy, a toothless trucker guy?
Yeah. That's the guy they're passing on the road.
Yeah,
But,
that's it. Yeah.
Destro's got, spoilers. It's obviously Major Blood. Not obviously, but it is. It's Major Blood dressed up as Destro. He's trying to get the plans.
Yeah, it certainly isn't obvious because I didn't know.
No. And yeah, he's wants to get the plans himself. He's wormed his way into Castle Destro. Destro ends up in a local jail cell, and then that's where there's a cool bit where Lady J busts him out.
Yes.
Flint just basically blows a hole in the jail wall, and they escape. And then
that from the truck with the bazooka.
From the truck with the bazooka, they're just lying under a jail.
Yeah,
mattress.
that's badass.
Yeah,
that's badass. Yeah. They got a mattress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what I didn't like, but I think you probably did. Was the just the ending.
Okay.
Where the problem with making a pact with a pretty lady is that one is obligated to honour it. I was like, that's Destro. He's an absolute villain.
That's one of my favourite bits of the whole issue.
I know. But I think you sort of like that type of thing.
I like that kind of chivalrous villain.
Or at least I need one more panel there with Flint saying something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, he's got an angry look on his face.
Yeah, that's true. But Lady J's well into it.
Yeah. Well, she's a bit surprised, shocked. Destro's playing the suave, sophisticated, kind of... Yeah, I'll tell you what, he beats up Major Blood something fierce.
Yeah, he does. He gives him a real nice sort of high kick.
Yeah.
Very elegant.
He gives him and it says bong. The sound effect is bong, which is nice. Then he gives him an elbow to the face, and the sound effect is sprang.
Kaplong?
I don't know if that's a reference to... I think there was a Batman artist who created the Joker, Dick Sprang, I want to say. Could be wrong, but I think Dick Sprang...
But I think that is what would happen if you hit his
Joker.
metal head.
Yeah, and then basically he gets him and he literally kaplongs his head straight into a big stone pillar.
Yeah, he
probably
really does.
killed him.
And also, he's really down and out before he does that. He is done.
Yeah.
He's totally defeated. He's all limp.
Yeah.
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 So, hey, Chiefy, do you want to rate this bad boy?
Yo Joe's, for me, it's a high 7.
Okay, well then for me it's a low 7.
Okay.
That's all right.
Yep.
I think that's fair.
Good stuff.
Cool.
And that's like a one and done, so that's okay. We're going to do the next one, issues 58 and 59 as a two-parter. 58 is called Desperate Moves. 59 is called Divergent Paths. Creators on this, Larry Harmer scripting, obviously. Pencils is Ron Wagner, and I think he's doing pencils on both. Bob McLeod is inking the second one. Andy Mazinski's inking the first one. George Roussos on colours and Joe Rosen on letters. So what's happening here? This is... let's do covers first. Cover of 58 is someone... Well, it says Cobra Commander Reborn, and it's Cobra Commander in kind of a fancy new suit, while it looks like Billy, his son... Battle armour is lying with a respirator on some sort of hospital bed.
I can't believe we're getting Cobra Commander in battle armour this soon. I thought that came way later.
Yeah. Yep.
I bought that as a toy and remember thinking it was really cool, but now I like him in his original garb.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, what's the next cover,
and
Chief?
59 is... so Cobra Commander's in some kind of new vehicle. This is the Cobra Pogo.
Oh, jeez.
And you've got
Not a fan of this.
You've got Raptor, and then you've got, I think, Outback and Alpine in some sort of quad gun.
Who else you got on there, Chief?
Raptor.
Yeah. Good Lord. Okay, we'll get to him. Right.
So, okay, the brief...
I don't like that cover, Chief.
You don't?
No, not really.
I don't mind it. The brief kind of synopsis here is... the main storyline is you've got Cobra Commander. Obviously, Destro's gone back to his castle. Cobra Commander's found out that his son Billy is alive because that highway patrol cop told him. And he's now gone to like a secret Cobra, effectively, cover base. It's like a garage where Fred 7 is housed, who's another... Not to be confused with the Fred who died on the mountain or Wade Collins...
you can forgive someone getting confused with Freds.
A lot of Fred. So Fred 7, he runs like a garage workshop kind of thing, and Cobra Commander's come in here with Billy to recuperate and rebuild his empire effectively and go back to Cobra Island. And there's this funky dude called Raptor who's like a tax accountant who dresses up in a bird suit because it makes his hawks that he's kind of tamed feel more at ease.
Yeah, it's a sign of the times, isn't it, with him?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We'll get to him.
And there's actually a side plot going on with Dusty and Mainframe out in the desert.
There is. Bit unnecessary, but beautifully drawn.
Yes.
And some gorgeous panels.
Yeah. I mean, this is Ron
But
Wagner, who we saw in the
they
previous
link?
issue, but here his art looks fantastic. I mean, I'm not saying his art wasn't good in the previous one.
It's just
but,
that night stuff is stunning.
Yeah, just really nice.
Yeah.
And the story, we'll cover that one first then quickly. So Dusty and Mainframe are out in the desert somewhere. I don't know where they are. It just says
Actually, it's quite a good storyline.
Just says somewhere in the Middle East. And I think they reference Death to the Usurper, Sharif. Now, Colonel Sharif was the guy from Special Missions, I want to say 3 or 4. Where do you remember where the Joes went in and there was the washed up veteran US pilots who were flying as mercenaries for Colonel Sharif? Yeah, same guy.
Okay.
So nice, Larry Harmer tying it all together. And basically, there's a local, I think it's called Rashid, who's a local youngster, young teenager who's fighting the cause, and he's kind of teaming up and siding with Dusty and Mainframe, who are basically G.I. Joe advisors to this local force.
He's got some stones on him, that kid.
Yeah, and it's one of those moralistic stories where Dusty's the fighter and the veteran, and Mainframe's the quiet guy who deals with computers and stuff. And what did I say his name was?
I like Mainframe.
Richard, was it? No, what did I say his name was? Forget what that kid's called.
I like the way Mainframe,
and he basically just disses
chump.
Mainframe. You're just a computer guy. You don't mean anything. And as it turns out, in the end, it's Mainframe who his computer skills saved the day.
Yeah, actually,
and it turns out that he's a badass with a gun as well.
Just flicking through it, that is actually the main storyline, really,
of issue 58. It is, yeah,
it definitely is, because looking through it, the Cobra Commander stuff is actually only a few pages.
Yes, you're right.
It mainly is that story, which is kind of like a God, it's got some gorgeous panels at the end.
There's a great bit, like you say, in the night where they're all sleeping and Dusty has heard a patrol, coming around the corner. And Mainframe's just gone back to sleep, and Dusty comes back. It's
all their weapons.
It's all moonlit with all their weapons. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he kill them?
Yeah, he's
badass.
Zapped them off. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Cobra Commander getting his battle armor.
So
I know that you're a big fan of the cool man look that he's got going. I like that.
Right. Okay, with his tash and his hipster look.
He's like some sort of hipster.
Yeah. But now, like you say, Fred has built this battle armour and he's in it, and he's basically, Fred's unloading a machine gun on him and it's bulletproof, and he's crushing some sort of engine block with his bare hands, and he's got some sort of sensors and infrared readouts in his helmet.
I guess the thinking here is, it's like, well, Christ, we've got this new villain, Serpentor, who is pretty strong. We've got to toughen up Cobra Commander, I guess.
Yeah.
To kind of make him on an equal playing field.
Yeah. You a fan of that?
Visually, how do you feel about it? I do remember loving it, but now I'm a bit older. I'm just like, I think I'm a bit more cynical, and I sort of understand that they were.
It was a toy. It was
a toy here.
Exactly. I don't know.
It's okay, but I feel like there's something lost from when he's in it. I feel like he takes on this different.
It's almost a bit superhero-ish, is it? It's almost like a superhero outfit.
It doesn't fit what I think Cobra Commander's all
He's
about.
like a Tin Pot Doctor Doom almost.
Yeah. He's still in there.
He's still in there, and we'll find that when he's no longer in there and someone else is in there, that it's much, much better. I think.
Yeah.
So then, we get...
God, the art is good in this issue.
Yeah. Oh, are you still on 58?
Sorry. Yeah.
That's
anyway,
right. Yeah, the art is great. Yeah, and I'm going to touch on that again. Then the closing panels of 58, where Dusty, Rashid, and Mainframe are riding off on the motorbike and sidecar. Really, the colours are fantastic here. Yeah, you're reading really digital, or you're back on physical?
No, I'm digital.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And Divergent Paths.
Then this carries on into 58, 59. So the Cobra Commander stuff carries into 59. Billy's now got a new prosthetic leg, and he's leaping about, and he falls into some. He's wobbly.
He's more than leaping.
He's wobbly on his feet, and he does a big sort of jump. And Cobra Commander says, "You saved yourself from tripping by somersaulting into a martial arts defence stance." Fred pipes up, "Modified low iron horse, an advanced form." I mean, Fred is obviously clued up on ninja practices, which is nice.
Yeah.
And so Billy has got memory loss. He's got amnesia. He's got all these skills, that he can do and is aware of, but he's got no idea where he found them. So,
Yeah.
like you say, I'm looking at a quality scene here of Tunnel Rat popping up.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. One of my first figures.
Yeah.
Very short Tunnel Rat.
I knew you were always a fan
even
of
in
him,
figure
yeah.
form.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool, man. Who's the dude, just quickly, with the tash? Who have we got here?
I think, is it Outback?
No, not Outback. He's awesome.
That's Crankcase.
Crankcase,
He's the All Striker driver.
Yeah,
So we've got Dusty there as well. So he's obviously made his way across from the Middle East.
Dusty. My Dusty, we used to call him loosey-goosey because all his limbs were so loose.
Yeah. Those screws are just unloosened and you flick the leg and it just wouldn't stay stiff. Really nice touch that Harmer's done here. It's almost like sort of self-referential or referencing the Hasbro tie-in where on the next page he's pointing at Raptor, who looks like a complete weirdo, and he said, "This Birdman's crazier than Dr. Mindbender. I'm sick and tired of wackos in funny suits."
Yes.
Which is clearly a reference to all the people he's having to shoehorn into the comic.
Yeah, definitely. He's breaking the fourth wall there, I think.
Yeah.
He's
But I mean,
what's going on here though? With what's this whole bit with the G.I. Joe credit card here with Tunnel Rat?
Yeah, is it?
What's going on?
They want to buy some money. They want to buy something. He's like, we've got to wait till we get our pay at the next base camp. But he flashes up. "Oh, I got a G.I. Joe credit card. Don't worry about it." You're not sure what that was all about.
It's like a little ad.
Yeah, I think the only reason it's there is because it's referenced later that's how Raptor tracks them. So it's like a Deus Ex Machina, or whatever you call it.
Now, I quite like this little setup we've got with the Havoc and the Ore Striker and Outback. It kind of reminds me of one of our setups we used to do.
Yep.
But what I don't like is Raptor, even though the panels are really well drawn, in the car with the chickens. It's
with the hawks.
It's hilarious. Yeah, but they look like chickens because they got red heads.
Well, that's the hoods. They got hoods. They got leather hoods over their heads.
Yeah, hoods.
Yeah.
It is that panel says a lot of where we are right now.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of Outback.
Yep. Yeah, but
like
Outback's
he
quality.
wears his name on a t-shirt.
No, it's Survival, isn't it, or something?
Oh no, yeah, you're right. I think is he an Aussie? I don't know. Anyway,
No. But what about the bit where Raptor's got like the APC G.I. Joe vehicle and he's swirling it around his head?
God.
And then they basically, because they know the G.I. Joes have gone off in one of 3 mountain pass directions, but they don't know which one. So he sends Hawks off in 3 different directions.
Yeah.
Bit weird.
Yeah, I'm not into Raptor. I mean, I remember having him and buying him and being into him as a
Just
kid.
because it was a figure.
Now, again, it's just like, I don't think Armour really wanted to get this guy involved, but he's had to.
I mean, it kind of plays up to the silliness, which I think he's done well. And like you say, all these pages here that Ron Wagner's really knocking it out of the ballpark here.
Yeah, this is actually quite an odd issue. Actually,
yeah, because you've also got the stuff with Billy. He's infiltrated
That's what I'm saying.
the local kind of martial arts school next door, because next to where the garage is, and then he finds some blind sensei dude, and then you get Jinx later as well.
Oh, Jinx, yeah.
But
we're a lot further ahead than I thought with some of these introductions.
You thought this was, closer to the
Well,
Cobra Civil War section.
Well, we'll get into it, but this is clearly around when the movie came out, because all of these characters are tie-ins to the movie.
Right.
But yeah.
Nice little fight scene. Cobra Commander's popped out in his pogo to try and attack the Joes because they've been tracked down by Raptor's Hawks.
Hey, dude, do we ever actually... do we get a name drop that's Jinx?
Possibly not in this issue, maybe in the next one.
Yeah, I was going to say, not in this one.
No, you're right. You're right, because Billy, the issue kind of closes out with Cobra Commander has confronted these Joes in his pogo, but he's limped off because his pogo's got damaged, and that kind of just comes to nothing.
What he's saying at the end is comical, man.
What, that last
about
bit?
Raptor's methods for tracking. He's like, yeah, that's interesting. We might use that again.
Yeah,
It's
Raptor's
like
methods
crazy.
for locating the Joes has been proven dependable. Knowing the location of the enemy is half the victory. Let's return to the garage. We have the future of Cobra to discuss. He's kind of musing with his hand on his chin.
It's really funny that he's thinking about that method.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you've got a mountain to climb. You've got Serpentor back there, and you've got some bird guy. Yeah. He's in trouble, I think. He's in tea rubble.
Yeah, and the big reveal here is this Billy's confronted this blind master dude. Do we know he's blind yet? Possibly. And then this lady's come in and whooped a sword down on Billy's head, which he's caught, and then he's pulled her sleeve back. Wait a minute, she's got the Arashikage tattoo.
There's more of these guys. Yeah.
Close issue.
What does he say? Yeah, okay. Cool. Yo, Joe it.
Tricky one, because there's a lot of sort of tomfoolery and silliness, but
they always manage to squeeze something in there that you like.
It really read well. There was no parts where I was, thinking, I want to stop now. I just, it was fun. It was fun, and it moved the plot along for Cobra Commander a bit. It was Billy's there. He's got this new suit of armour. The dusty mainframe stuff I thought was really cool. So I don't know. Is it as high as a low 8, or is it another 7? I mean, if I compare it to compare it to the last issue 57. What is better, 58 and 59 or 57? What would I rather read again? And it's probably this one. So I'm going to probably give this a high 7, but higher than the previous one.
Yeah, no, I'm going to give it another low 7, but higher than the previous one, because it's not a one and done. It moves the plot forward. Yeah. So, I prefer it to the previous issue, even though there's loads about it that's silly. But if you're going to go silly, you might as well own it and make it funny.
Yeah, we're in the same camp then for that one. So the final one we're doing is issue 60. It's called Cross Purposes. This one is script Larry Hama. Interestingly, we've got Todd McFarlane on pencils, Andy Mazinski's inks, colours is Bob Sharon, and letters is Joe Rosen. Now, Todd McFarlane, for those that don't know, you might not know, he is the creator of Spawn, which is an image comic when the big boys at Marvel, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, Mark Silvestri, these were all main artists on the X-Men books, X-Force, other stuff. Todd McFarlane was the big artist on Spider-Man. They all broke away, and they formed Image, and he launched Spawn, which is coming up to its 300th issue, I think, in next month or this month.
It's crazy popular.
Well, it's not that popular anymore, I don't think. But
people are always clamouring for another film, or did they do it?
Yeah, no, I think they are doing another film. But yeah, at the time, I don't know where this. I think Spider-Man was possibly 1990, so he would go on to launch Spider-Man issue 1 of a new series, because there was already Amazing Spider-Man. He would launch just adjectiveless Spider-Man. I think it was Spectacular as well, and Web of Spider-Man. He would launch a 4th Spider-Man book that would sell, I don't want to misquote, but it was something silly like 2 million or 3 or 4 million issues.
Oh, wow.
Issue 1. Now, bear in mind, nowadays, if you sell like 150,000, you become the number 1 book of the month.
Yeah.
And he sold like 2 or 3 million copies of this.
Wow.
But that was in the boom period. And, he was considered the Spider-Man artist of the era. I don't think his art has aged that well.
I don't think so. It's thick.
It's interesting that he was on this. And I believe now, someone will correct me, probably one of the Seddon brothers, but I believe he actually drew issue 61, which we're not covering this pod, but I believe it was so bad they got someone else on to redraw the whole issue.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the art in this issue at all.
It's very superhero-y, I think. It's that kind of style which is kind of big faces.
It's heavy.
It's big faces.
Yeah, it's big faces. It's lots of close-up, not many wides, and it's
anyway. On the cover, you got Hawk with a pump-action shotgun, and you got some new dude on a kind of
skiff,
a flying skiff.
I had that. That's what the vehicle he comes
guy
with.
A ponytail and an eye patch. This is Zanzibar.
Yeah, he's a chump, this guy, Chief.
So
he's a bad toy and he's a bad character.
Basically, this introduces Law and Order.
He's a dreadnought.
Yeah, well, he did. Yeah, kind of. He introduces Law and Order, Lieutenant Falcon, who I know you're a fan of, Chuckles, and Fast Draw, and it's kind of like a like a double bluff kind of thing. They think they're being inducted into the G.I. Joes, but there's some weird sort of missile silo, and the dreadnoughts are in it. It's a bit confusing.
It is a bit. This is because these are the main new recruits from G.I. Joe the movie.
Yes.
And they in the film they come in and they're real chumps.
Yep.
They're rude. Yep. They're just annoying.
They kind of kidnap Hawk at the beginning.
Yeah, but I thought that was so heavy-handed. I was like, I didn't like this issue at all.
I'll tell you a really cool bit actually is when this introduces Monkey Wrench as well actually.
Yeah.
And
I hate Law and Order.
I'm looking at a panel of Zanzibar. He's got a codpiece, so codpieces were definitely a thing.
Yeah, he's
that Rod Wiggum
pretty fruity,
did,
actually.
But McFarlane, yeah, he is a bit fruity. But there's a cool scene where they're at the Dreadnoks gas station and they're basically siphoning off and stealing all the fuel that Zanzibar had sold to Zartan. That he's now stealing back and he's going to resell it back to him. But they get jumped by Zorana and Buzzer, who basically just... There's one panel here where Buzzer's got his chainsaw and he's whacking Monkey Wrench around the face with a chainsaw. Now, pretty sure it's going to take his face off.
Is it his chain? Yeah.
Maybe the chainsaw's not switched on, but...
Even so.
But
who's that trike?
I
had that. I saw I had that.
Is that Zorana's trike?
I think it might be.
I don't know.
Maybe
it's a Dreadnought trike. I don't know if was it a toy or not. I'm not sure. I'll consult.
I might be getting confused. There was another big Dreadnought trike
I'll
that
consult
I
my
had.
3D Joe's manual.
I just don't like any of these characters. I know you just said that I was a big fan of Falcon. I wasn't really.
Oh,
I
really?
liked him in the film, but
I always remember
he was just a fake Flint. I thought.
You never called him Falcon. You called him Valken.
Yeah, that's just
much like you and Gav
Dyslexia.
called it. Much like you and Gav called it the Millennium Falcon.
Oh God, yeah. We've sorted that out. I don't like any of these characters, Chief. I never did. I didn't like the toys. I don't like Law and Order. Yeah. They're real chumps.
No, then
they're rude.
I will eat my hat, and I've got a selection of hats. I'll let you choose. If when we come to it. And I don't know if this will be a pod or whether it will just be in the confines of our own homes. When I get you to read the IDW Cobra series, which features Chuckles Heavy, if you're not amazed about, and Chuckles is not put into as one of your top 5 Joes of all time, I'll eat my hat, because that series basically makes him one of the greatest Joes of all time. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this, and... Yeah, Chuckles comes off as a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
They all do.
I just don't like it. I just don't like his look. I don't really like any of their looks aesthetically either. Yeah. I mean, Falcon's all right, but... Yeah. You know... I mean,
there's one bit where Zorana's disguised as some sort of old lady tourist. What? And she stumbles... She thinks she's in a casino and she stumbles into the missile silo. I mean, it's almost like it wasn't written by Larry Hama.
Dude, I thought the same thing. I was like, where has this come from? I was like, this is like it's like something you'd get on the back of an action figure as a giveaway comic or something. In terms of the story, I just didn't understand. I just didn't really. I was like, there's so much going on. Why are we here?
Yeah. It's definitely kind of
departure.
It's a filler. It's a bit of an anomaly. You know, I'm looking through it now. I'm looking for good bits if I can find them. There's a really nice panel there of like a Cobra helicopter who the Dreadnoks are piling into, and Buzzer drives up to the Cobra consulate building. But
yeah, this one just felt like they were really just trying to hawk toys.
Chuckles didn't even have a toy though, did he?
I think, yeah, you could be right actually.
And that last page is awful. Basically, he kicks down a door at the Pentagon.
Well, he's dressed up in Miami Vice
gear. Up as Don Johnson.
He kicks the door down.
Kicks the door off its hinges.
Like, breaks up some of the wall.
Goes into his jacket pocket. Don't shoot. And he pulls out a pen. And, that's for your resignations.
I don't think he's earned that.
No. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
Don't like the art style either. I think this is one where Harmer was like, crikey, I just got to give them this.
Yeah.
Because they basically want all these characters there in this film. I've got to get them in.
Right, you first then. Yo-Joe it.
I'm actually quite happy and confident to say this is my least favourite G.I. Joe issue we've read so far.
Yep.
So I'm going to.
And your
give
lowest score, I'm looking at, you've got 3 4s on the board already.
Yeah, it's not that. I'm not going to go stupid. I'm going to give it a 4, and I have to look at those other ones. But I think it's. I just didn't enjoy it at all.
Yeah.
I was actually a bit confused.
Yeah.
Because it just felt so. It felt out of time. I was like, what is this?
Yep.
Only because the main story at the moment is really exciting. I want to get back to that.
Yeah.
Which I know is coming.
Yes. I'm also giving it a 4. And it's my lowest as well. So this particular episode, we ranked everything the same.
Wow, that's not happened.
I think that's a first on Talking Joe.
Nice. Now, talk to me a little bit about what's coming next, Chief, because I think I've got to purchase a new trade.
So Special Missions 5 and 6, and G.I. Joe 61 and 62.
Okay, buddy.
But you
that
need to
sounds
read
good.
60. What they need to read those in order. So
In that order,
go
yeah.
5.
It's just you scared me there because I don't like to do 2 special missions in one go. But if it's connected to the
no, it's not
story.
connected. So you're going to go 5, 61, 6, 62. We can't wrap out a show without Chief asks Ben a question. Chief asks Ben a question. What'll he say? What'll he do when Chief asks Ben a question? Meat.
Yeah.
MEAT. Now, I will
You're always asking me about meat.
if you could only eat one animal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
The cow or the pig. It's a tricky one.
What, not the chicken?
No, definitely not.
Okay, interesting.
I'm a bit funny.
Now,
Chicken is delicious. The poor buggers. I don't know.
is it fair to add in
what are you going to add?
seafood as an option?
Fish.
Or would it have to be a specific fish? I don't think that's fair because, as you know.
Well, my favourite food of all time is sushi, which is fish based.
Okay, so if fish is in there, then you'll take fish.
I did buy a nice fillet steak the other day from the butcher's and griddled that up, minute on each side, had it blue.
Right.
It was delicious. Sod it. I'll say the cow.
Yeah, he's going to take it the cow. Okay.
Because I love cheeseburgers and I love steak.
Yep.
But they've become real treat foods now because Emma's like a hardcore vegetarian, so I don't tend to have it at home. So I went to the butcher's and bought a nice fillet and it was delicious.
Okay.
What about
What about
yourself?
the kids? They're still meat eaters.
Yeah, they got freedom of choice. I think it would be as simple as our daughter will become a vegetarian really young,
Right.
and I think Phoenix is a carnivorous T-Rex.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
What about you? It feels like I feel like you're edging ever closer to being a vegetarian.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't eat as much meat as a man might think a chief would.
No, once a month I have meat, don't I? So
Yeah. God, you like out of a Dickens novel.
So
You get it in like a brown paper bag and you come home. It's been a good month, love.
well,
Got us some meats.
I've got this weekend I'm going up to my buddy TG's up in Leicester area, and for some
Just quickly, how are you getting up there?
train.
Good.
Yeah, no motorbikes. Because I'm going up early, and there's 3 other people joining via car, and we're doing a full weekend of board gaming, solid.
Oh, nice.
So I might,
That's cool.
I might have that Saturday as my meet day for the month.
Is there any sleeping involved? I mean,
No, so I'm getting there. Me and my buddy DP are getting there about 10 o'clock, and then me, DP, and TG will do some 3-player gaming. Then TL and Pissface are getting there at about 12 o'clock.
See, you can't really just drop in piss face
Well,
without giving it some.
That's
Well, okay.
That's what is-
Who pissed in his face, or did he piss in his face?
no.
It's like that bit in Goonies where Chunk knocks over the statue
Yeah.
and puts the dick on the wrong way around.
I think no one.
If God made us like that, we'd all be pissing in our faces.
I don't think anyone actually pissed in his face, but I think Luxon, who's TL, I think once during a gaming session, someone said, "Your face looks like piss." Just I don't know. It was just an insult that came his way. And they're getting there at about 12, and then 5-player gaming from 12 p.m. till probably. Now I go to bed about 9:30 p.m. normally, so I'm going to see if I can stretch that out to maybe midnight. So we'll do 12 hours of solid gaming. Go to bed. I like to get up early, so I'm going to try and rouse these boys at maybe 7 a.m. for some breakfast gaming.
Good luck.
And then we'll cap it off at about 3 p.m. the next day. So,
that's hardcore weekend.
Yeah, I've got a pass.
Wow.
I've got a weekend pass from the missus.
I've got the opposite of a pass. Emma's going to Los Angeles for a week.
So you're on full-time daddy daycare.
Yeah, it's just going to be pizza and Die Hard, I think.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, no, same. I actually, do you know what I really want to do this week? I really want to go and see Captain Marvel, because I'm getting quite excited about seeing Avengers Endgame.
Gotcha.
And I thought, I better see that before.
Yep.
Also, it's Star Wars Celebration. I don't know if you know about that.
No, I do not.
Star Wars Celebration. It's basically Comic-Con, but just for Star Wars.
Okay.
And it's in Chicago this year.
Your broski's going.
Well, I told him to. I don't know if he is. It's going to be pretty. I don't know if you had to get a ticket.
You told him
but,
it was on, or you told him to go?
No, I did. I told him it was on ages ago, and I said get tickets for you and the kids because it would be such a good atmosphere. Yeah. But I quite enjoy like couch conning, they call it, where you just get on the YouTube, you sort of take it all in.
Watch some live
I'm quite
streams.
excited about that. Yeah, some of the panels. They've got some good panels, so I'm excited about that.
Is the GAV, the Gavster, still into Star Wars as much as he was?
He's into it pretty big. I mean, I have to tell him. I sort of tell him what's going on, basically. Yeah. So it's through my stream of consciousness he understands what's going on. Yeah. But he didn't really like The Last Jedi, but you did.
What's the next? So the next one, I guess, is this Christmas, is it, for Episode 9?
Yeah, so this week, a trailer and a title will drop, definitely, at Star Wars Celebration. So that'll be interesting to see how that's
just
looking,
very quickly, is the only way up after Last Jedi? Or can it get worse?
It will be better. The only way is up, to answer your question, yes. Okay, because I don't think you can get to the lofty heights of where you could have gone if you hadn't have screwed it all up. But JJ is effectively probably making a sequel to The Force Awakens. I'm not saying he's going to retcon anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if he, just ignores it.
Okay. All right.
But there you go.
Yes, everyone out there, thanks for listening. You can find us in the usual places. TalkingJoeComics@gmail.com, Talking Joe Comics over on the Instagram. You can get us on Talking_Joe on Twitter and Talking Joe, a G.I. Joe podcast on the Facebook.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Rate us, review us if you can. Bumps us up the charts, the funky algorithms that we need to get more stars and more ratings and more listeners.
Yeah, true that. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with these goddamn algorithms. That's what everyone talks about with Instagram.
Yeah, funky.
Ugh, they stink.
Anyway, I will see you next week, and I will see you listeners down the road.
See you later, guys. Good to be back.